Hi everyone, today we are going to start another chapter from your plus 2 English. As you can see here, a three-wheeled revolution. This is an interview with Irfan Alam, an entrepreneur. He's a great personality, an youngster, and a real motivation for students like you. Okay, so this is from third unit, and already we have finished the first unit and the second unit by our Shafi sir, and we are just going to start the third unit. So before you start up the new unit, better you go through the first page of your third unit. You will get some information regarding this. Anyway, I am going to talk about the first chapter from the third unit, a three-wheeled revolution. So before I start, let me tell you one thing. What do you mean by entrepreneurship? That's like a startup or a starting of a business or any program with a new idea. Like if I start a hotel, for example, if I start a hotel, that's not an entrepreneurship, that's not a startup. It's like starting a business or starting a new business somebody has done before, already successful one. Entrepreneurship means starting something new, starting some new business. For example, when somebody has launched an educational app like Byju's or eFriend, that was an initiative at the beginning. After that, if somebody starts, that's not an entrepreneurship. Okay, Irfan Alam, this person, he is an Indian, a youngster from India. He was such an entrepreneur and he started a business related with the auto rickshaws or the rickshaw section of our India in our country. So you can read about him. So why we study such interview, we have certain goals when we study this interview. The first thing is to know how to conduct an interview, how to answer an interview, and how to ask questions and prepare questions for interview. Maybe for your public examination, you must have the questions to prepare interview, maybe to ask questions, maybe to answer questions, anything it can be regarding the interview. Anyway, so the second thing regarding the theme of this interview, this is talking about business in your life. So you must get a motivation to start a business when you finish this chapter. So maybe you think of great jobs in your life. So what is the difference between a profession and a business? Business means our own business. See, the main difference, last year when I was talking in 7th standard, there was a boy. I asked him, he told his interest was in business. So I asked him why he was interested in business. So he told me that, when we do any job like maybe the highest profession, even though we will get a number of salaries like maybe 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, but we are limited to that salary, our potential, our capabilities. But when we do a business, what happens, when we do a business, we can assume some days it will be increasing, sometimes it will be decreasing. So we will work on that and we will get more money. We can earn money. In case of a salary, whatever it may be, when I was paid 12,000, when I was paid 20,000, when I was paid 30,000, my lifestyle or all my expenses will be reduced to that. That's a common philosophy. That's the first point of a business. So if you want to explore as a businessman, same time, my dear friends and students, you must have some basic qualities and qualifications, like you have to study degree, PG, everything. After that, I'm talking after plus 2, there are some students or some people who got great initiative in their life when they were youngsters. That's okay. Same time, normally you people should be qualified in a minimum qualification. You should gather that, then only you can be great business people. So always think about new ideas and always understand there is a scope there is scope for new business, new ideas, and for everything. That's the point today. Okay, I'm not going to elaborate it a lot. So, most teenagers dream big. Some of them pursue their dreams, choosing a path different from those of others. They design their own route of life. Success is for those who think big and act differently. See, here we have to underline. Success is for those. Success is for those who think big and act differently. That's a point here. You just understand that point. See, you have to think big and act differently. So if you want to be successful in your life, look at your textbook. You have to think big and act differently. So here both things are there. First of all, you have to think, and the second thing, you have to act. I hope you remember the poem from your +1, If by Rudyard Kipling. Don't you remember that? So if you have dreamed, that's good, but don't make dreams your master, but you should join your dream with act. I know many students, many youngsters, those people have great aim and they have great dreams in their head and in their brain, but they are not working on that. Whenever we ask someone from the new generation, what's your plan? They have plans, but they are not working on that. That's a great a foolishness which you are doing. Even if it is big, always think big. Never think of small things, and never think inferior to yourself. Always think you are also a member in the society. You are also a member in our country. You are also a member in an institution. And whatever change from the higher authority comes, you can also think about it. Think about all human beings. They made change, like coming to India, maybe Ambani or anyone else. They were like normal human beings. Some of them in business, some of them became, they got money from their parents. That's very rare. Think about Bill Gates, everyone. They had ideas. They had ideas. So ideas should speak. From that idea, if you are confident enough about your idea, see, work on it. That's why usually we tell that don't allow any stupid personalities to speak about your idea if you are confident enough about it. So whenever you have an idea, you must be confident about it. And that's it. And many teenagers, so you should think about your own future and the future generation of your generation also, coming generation after you. You have to think about all of them, and you must build up a sustainable business or sustainable entrepreneurship, something that is useful for all the society. That you have to do. Here, have you come across the word entrepreneurship? Meet Irfan Alam, an entrepreneur who changes the lives of many people through his innovative enterprise. Here is an interview with him. So we have an interview with him with Irfan Alam. Meet Mr. Irfan Alam. Okay, he is a proud personality. We should be proud of him as Indian. Okay, so we are going through that, so you will understand from him. So before that, let's know something about Irfan Alam. Who is Irfan Alam? Okay, Irfan Alam is a founder and chairman of Zaman Foundation, an Indian company which organizes the rickshaw spilling sector in Bihar. Zaman means respect. Through his leadership, Zaman has implemented innovations to increase operator income, such as advertising and music, newspaper first aid, water juice for the passengers. Alam was also first person to introduce the prepaid cycle rickshaws in India. In only 2 years, Alam has built a family of over 10,000 rickshaw operators across 9 states in India. See, I hope you understood about Irfan Alam. He is an Indian, and his business was about rickshaws. He had a startup of rickshaws. I will explain you what was his business. Suppose One day, Irfan Alam was traveling in an auto rickshaw. He asked the driver whether he had water or not. That person replied, say he hadn't any water because he had no money with him. Usually, what happened, you already know the rickshaw pullers. Maybe they will be pulling the rickshaws, machine auto rickshaws will be there. It's like pulling the rickshaws. You already know that such people, such backward people, both economically, educationally and socially they are backward. So this person thought about giving them water or something else. Let them sell that, and when they get any profit from that, let them split it into two and they can divide it and they can use that. That was a point from Irfan Alam's head. Another thing, these people will drive auto rickshaws, or they will pull rickshaws. They will take it as a rent from any masters, any rich persons, because these poor people, they were not able to own a rickshaw. They were not able to own a rickshaw for them. That's why they were depending upon rich people. That's why they will pull the rickshaws all over the day and night, but they won't get much money, only a little. So thinking about these poor people, Irfan Alam started a startup. Like, he first of all gathered the loyalty. He told every rickshaw drivers, you come with me, we will provide you rickshaws and we will provide you bank loans to buy rickshaws. After that, we will give you space in rickshaws. Some places of rickshaws, they will be place for advertising anything, so they will get money from that. In that advertising money, and he will give some fruities or juice or water, mineral water. From that they can sell that, and the profit will be divided into two, and the money they get after pulling the rickshaws for driving that rent is completely for them. Eventually this rickshaw drivers can own their own after paying the amount of bank. After that they will get a good family, and this become a great venture. We will be explaining in detail about it. Okay, even though he started his business very slow, later he got, look at this number, people, like how many people he got. So all those people were the member of his families. Okay, that's why it became a great venture. So let's start. Although a first generation entrepreneur, Alam's effort to empower those at the bottom of India's social hierarchy have been recognized widely. He has won the Business Bazigar Award. Look at this. He has won the Business Bazigar, a competitive reality show for entrepreneurs, and the World Bank's Innovation Award, the second one. Okay, Innovation Award. And see, Alam has also been recognized by the Times of India as one of the top 13 youth icons of India, and his business model was recently featured in the Economist, that is also a magazine, at the Entrepreneurship Summit held at Washington. So he was, at the Entrepreneurship Summit held at Washington DC in 2010, President Obama complimented, look at the word, Irfan Alam with the word, you are doing a tougher job than me. That was a compliment from Barack Obama for this Indian youngster. Let's go through the interview of this person. Okay, the first thing, read on the interview. So this is the professional way of starting an interview, as he came after the summit which he had attended there in Washington DC, and after that interview was conducted. So look at the first word, congratulations on your achievement. So that's usually people congratulate them. And when and how did you conceive this idea? Means how did you start or made this idea? You just picturized this idea in your head. That was the first question. Okay, so he just started answering. I was 17-year-old at that time. I was traveling in a rickshaw, and in the middle of the journey I was very thirsty. I asked the rickshaw puller if he had any water. He said that he did not carry water bottles because he did not have money to buy and stock them. means to stock in his rickshaw. It set me thinking, and immediately realized that there was a market for selling water bottles in rickshaws. The very next day, I talked to 5 rickshaw pullers and gave them each 8 bottles of water. So at the beginning of a business should be after understanding the need of the society. Business should start from the bottom of the pyramid. If you are focusing the basic section of a society, for example, if you are coming with a product to the market, then you should know who are the audience or who are the customers of that thing. After that only you can start up a business. Like that, if you are starting a, for example, simply talking, a rare thing in our life, for example, this like a business for elephant food. If you are making elephant food, it's very rare. For example, I'm talking. So don't make such business. So we should know they are focusing on the basic sector. They are the poor people, so they can sell it and they can make benefit from this. When he was 17-year-old, and you already know the history, he was traveling. So from this you have to understand 2 things. The first thing, look at this vocabulary. Set me thinking means it set me thinking means it led me to think over about it. It led me to think over. And the second thing here, I hope you have heard about reported speech. Last class, Shafi was explaining about reported speech, right? So here, look at this. I was very thirsty. I asked the rickshaw puller if he had, look at that word, and just rewind the video of Shafi sir, you will get it correct. And whenever you study reported speech or anything else, you should match it with the content, with the content and with the textbook. Then you will get good idea about every grammar, whatever grammar it may be, passive voice it can be, or reported speech. See, so like that, you just suppose how you write, like, yeah, asking, do you have water? See, then if I tell you to make a reported speech, see, I asked the rickshaw puller if he had any water. He said that, look, he said that he did not carry water bottles because he did not have money to buy that and stack them. Stack them means to stock it, to keep it with him. That was it. So 2 vocabularies, one about reported speech, and it set me thinking. Don't forget that word. So here in the next day, when Irfan Alam understood that there was no water with the rickshaw driver, he did one thing. He bought bottles of water and gave 5 rickshaw drivers. And I told them that for every bottle they sold, we would make a profit of 2 rupees. So if I buy, if I sell a bottle, I will get 2 rupees as a profit. Then I will give to the rickshaw drivers. When they sell it, we will get the profit of 2 rupees, 1 rupees for me, 1 rupees for you. Win-to-win situation, equal for everyone. So they have no risk, because I will buy the bottle, Irfan Alam will buy the bottle. They have no risk. They have only keep that in their bottle, so people will buy. That's the point here. Okay, split in half. The very first day, at the beginning, I made a profit of 8 rupees. This is also important when you do a business. First thing was 8 rupees. That was a profit from the first day. I know many people in our life, like now we have many money chain marketing like Bitcoin, Morris coin, many things. So you people are expecting miracle by a day. Understand, this is not magic. We should join our business with logic. Whenever you spend money in any money chain or anything else, you should think, what is the logic behind that? What is the logic behind that? Here, see, at the beginning we should make a lower profit, then we can increase. It is like, you know, when you start a big business like with 1 crore or 1 lakh, means 10 lakh or 15 lakh, and it's like what, you know, if you want to study swimming and you are jumping into the middle of the pond, you cannot escape. That's it. But when you start a business, like when you start swimming, if you are starting from the one end of a pond, what happened? You can swim, and if there is any danger, you can come back very soon. When you spare 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs or 1 crore in a business, and if you fail, you cannot come back. You will die there in the middle of the pond. Never do that. Never do that. So whenever you start slowly. That's the point. And never think of high profit by a day. When someone come you and tell, if you are joined in this money chain, you will get that one. And when you invite your friend, you will get the double fold of this. My dear friends, cheating, complete cheating. Day by day we can see such thing in the life. So think twice before you do anything with your money. Okay. The second question was, you were very young when you came up with and executed this idea. He was very young. Yes, I guess entrepreneurship is in my blood. That's a point. People will be there with different taste. So you should understand whether you are born to do a business or to do a job. For me, I am a teacher, so because I believe I should teach. I'm not a businessman, and I can start a business with a partnership with someone else, but I cannot look after that. I cannot care about it. Got the idea? Like, you should understand. So Irfan Alam understood, in his blood there was business, and everybody can do business. I'm not demotivating you. You must have ideas. Okay, I had an interest in business from a very early age during the stock market scam. 1992 in India, there was a stock market scam in scandal, like crisis. There was a problem. Everything was collapsed, or bank was collapsed. Banks were collapsed, so there were some problems regarding the stock market, and my father and many of his friends lost a lot of money. They lost money. So at that time, Irfan Alam started thinking about giving a remedy for all this problem, and he started researching about stock market and another problem. Interestingly, what happened, using the advice of Irfan Alam, his father and his friends got their money back. So from that moment, Irfan understood that he has an idea about business losses, and most of them started making profit. This enabled me to start my first portfolio management firm at the age of 13. When he was 13, this happened in 1992 when he was 13. Many of you were not born at that time. Okay, I was 1 or 2 years old by that time. In 1992, when he was 13, he could first portfolio means taking, it's like a business term, taking fund from everyone to make a company. Okay, so he just made the first portfolio firm when he was 13, and he helped his father and his friends to make over the problem which they had. When my parents found out that I was dabbling, look at the word dabbling. Dabbling means just moving without any serious. For example, you are in the classroom and you came out for what? I have a public speaking competition, that's why I am going to prepare. Then you are coming to library, simply sitting there, coming back to class, going without any serious activities. So we can talk about you. You were dabbling in public speaking, means without any seriousness. Without some people are doing NEET coaching, some people are doing CMA coaching, but they are not much serious in that one. Then you can use the word dabbling in rickshaw sector. So this person, Irfan Alam, was dabbling in rickshaw sector. He was not serious, but he was thinking sometime about it, not thinking about something. When his parents understood that, they pulled me aside and asked me to stop doing it and concentrate on my studies. Like every parents, whenever you do something, your parents will say, now this is the time for studying, do it, right? That's a point, understand it. At the time of studying and making the basic qualification, do it. Okay, then you can work on your dream, you can pursue your dream, you can do everything what you like. That's a point. Okay, so I shelved it. Means I put it aside. Put my interest never waned. But my interest never waned means never weakened. I kept reading and researching on the sector all through my college days in Pondicherry. When he was in Pondicherry, for what he went to Pondicherry to be doing the masters in foreign trade. At that all time he was thinking about rickshaw pullers and rickshaw business. That's a point. When we get an idea, work on it and you will see the miracle. Okay, that was the point. Coming to the next question, fourth question. Was Saman started with the seed money? I'm sorry, this is Third question, look, what was the spark that revived this idea? So when we revive it means to give this idea. When we have any idea, when we start something, we must have a spark. Whenever we do something, we should have a spark to start it or to start that. See, we should get it sometime in a dream, or when we travel, we see something and we think about it. There will be a spark of doing everything, isn't it? Yeah. So what was the spark? See, in 2006, an Indian TV show called Business Bazigar launched. So if you are searching Business Bazigar in YouTube, you will get the idea about it. Launched an entrepreneur hunt and solicited ideas for a new business. So they were asking ideas for new business. It was like a competition. If anybody come with a new idea, they will be given the prizes. Okay. I entered this contest with a business proposal. My idea was to organize a rickshaw sector and make it a profitable venture. So his idea was to organize a rickshaw sector and to make it a profitable venture. Now you can see such people like Uber taxi, Ola taxi. When we go to a city, we don't have to go to the town and ask for an auto rickshaw or any taxi. We have to Google and we have to tell, see, I want a rickshaw or car from railway station this time to this place. It's very simple. They will be there waiting for us. That's a great thing, right? Yeah. According to my proposal, rickshaws were to be redesigned so that the spaces on the vehicles could be sold for the purpose of advertising and brand promotion. So this was the basic idea, brand promotion and advertising. So if there is a space there in auto rickshaw, they can advertise that. Also, I indicated that additional revenue could be made by selling products like water, juice, biscuit, mobile cards. So they can sell all this. I hope this is very clear for you. How they made profit from rickshaw. They will redesign the rickshaw. They will give a space for what? For what they will give a space? To give advertisement. When we give advertisement, they will give us money. And they kept a small box there. There he will keep some mineral water, juice, biscuits. Passengers can buy that. Okay, like we are buying from train. Then there will be profit. And they will get the rent of their or the fare of their auto or their rickshaws when they pull that. Got the idea? See, and what was his price? That got money, and that was a seed money, means basic money, 150 lakhs. They got 150 lakhs. So the next question comes like, was Saman started with that seed money? He got seed money from where? From that Business Bazigar. Was it started with that seed money? No, not at all. No. I very soon realized that the entry barrier to this business was very low. When we have an entry barrier to business, when we start a business, we need money and we need many other things. That's entry barrier. Once we entered, we can do well, but we must have entry barrier. So what was the entry barrier to this was we have to gather the loyalty of all, trust of all rickshaw drivers or rickshaw pullers. See, the only way to sustain this business was to earn the loyalty of the rickshaw pullers. I wanted to provide insurance, ID cards and uniforms to the rickshaw pullers. I wanted to run this as a not-for-profit organization. To be honest with you, I was not thinking about social entrepreneurship at the point. I just thought that it would be the best way to sustain the business and the easiest way to get back to give out loans. See, easiest way to get banks to give out loans. When we do something like that, banks will give them loans. When we implement all these things and make it professional, Irfan Alam or the Saman Foundation, they provided or they helped the rickshaw pullers for what? To accept the loan, to get loan from the bank. That was the point. Okay, business easiest way to do it. Since the organization of the TV show did not agree to this model, but this TV organization of Bazigar, they did not thought of this model because they need another model. That's why I didn't accept that money, but I gathered the loyalty of the people and we started the business. That was the point. Okay, listen. I thought if I could create an organization that could empower the rickshaw pullers and find a way to increase the overall revenue, it would be a win-win situation for both. See, so he thought of a social entrepreneurship. It will be like helping the backward people of the society. So if he make an organization and help them, he can make a win-win situation. They also win. When total revenue comes, I can also make benefit from that. It would be a win-win situation. As in, I firmly believe in C.K. Prahlad's idea that business, so what is the idea of Prahlad? Business can be successful by targeting the bottom of the pyramid, lower society. Saman was finally founded in 2007 with the seed money from family and friends. So they got money from family and friends. They started Saman Foundation, the organization of rickshaw pullers. Understand it well, okay? Coming to the first question. So in the beginning, it was a successful, when did this turn into a true successful venture, social venture? At the beginning, it was very small. I told you we have to start very low, very slow, then we can go very fast. Okay, when we start very fast, we will be tired very soon. As I interested more about the lives of the rickshaw pullers and their plight, I turned it to a social cause. So when I started the business, I never thought of making a social benefit from this. But after getting into them, I understood their situation. They were poor, they had children, they were not educated well. There was no such opportunity of educating them also. So I thought of what? So I thought of empowering them also. That was the starting to make it as a social one. There are about 10 million rickshaw operating in India. Oh God. Most of these rickshaw pullers do not own the rickshaws, but instead rent them at the rate of 30 to 40 rupees per day. Look at this statistics. There will be a rich person. He will own an auto rickshaw or a rickshaw. Then what happen, these people have to rent 30 to 40. Maybe if they get 100 rupees, what will happen? When they get 100 rupees, they have to pay the rent. And they cannot own this rickshaw at any time in their life. The money they make after paying the rent is barely sufficient to sustain their families. To meet the need of their families, it was very low. They continue to remain at the bottom of the pyramid. Always they were at the bottom of the pyramid. So it was my duty and our responsibility to make them up. That's a great point. Okay. So that was a begin. From these 5 questions, I just quoted some thing for you. Entrepreneur, someone who starts their own business, especially when this is involved seeing a new opportunity. Scam, scandal, a failure. Portfolio, a collection of company shares and other investment that are owned by a particular person or organization. Dabble, to try something for a short period, not very serious. Vain, to become weak. Okay, in something. I hope you got all this word 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, study this word and understand about the idea which I shared you always. So let's move to the next part. Okay, simply I wrote this is part 2, nothing. Coming to the next question with Irfan Alam in the interview. Can you describe the operation model of Saman? So you must have also the same doubt. How Saman work? What is their basic work? So coming to the answer. When a rickshaw puller approaches Saman, we first go through a verification process. The operator is then given training on basic etiquette and traffic rules. And we will approach the bank to help them to get loan for the new rickshaw. Previously, banks were not ready to give them loan, but since we are become the guarantors, they will get loan. So how they work? First thing, there will be a verification process. And the operators in the given, they will give training for what? In the basic etiquette, means rules and regulations of traffic rules. Etiquette, you already know that word, especially in the business. And we will give them as third, we will give them loan, we will be the guarantors for them. That's a great point. To get loan, see, become the guarantors for giving the loan. So that was our help for the people. Okay. So the next question comes like, the rickshaw pullers feel truly empowered when they drive their own vehicle. That's a great point, right? Zaman will provide loan. They will be mediator between this rickshaw driver, rickshaw puller, and between the bank. and when they pay the loan from this benefit, from their profit, day by day they will get their own rickshaws, right? So they will feel proud about themselves, right? We provide the rickshaw pullers with accident and health insurance. So there was insurance policy coming to the Saman Foundation's work. Okay, each driver is given an ID card and is required to wear uniform while operating the rickshaw. The rickshaw pullers now becomes a part of the Saman. See, they becomes a part of the Saman family. So when they become the family, they are giving family counseling, family classes, everything. When we become in a firm, we should support that people. For example, if you become a businessman, what we have to do, you have to support your staff and the members. Then only they will work for your benefit. Otherwise, they will go to another institution whenever they get good chances. How does Saman help to increase the revenue of the rickshaw pullers? How does Saman itself get its revenue? Maybe you are also thinking how Saman get the benefit or the profit, and how people get benefit by this. What is the special benefit? Look at this. Saman rickshaws are designed in such a way that they have plenty of space to display advertisements. So first thing to get profit is advertisement. When you watch IPL, when you watch anything, any channel or any Facebook page or any YouTube channel, and everything, there is profit by advertising something, right? Several local and national brand places their advertisement here. The advertisement revenue is split in half between Saman and the rickshaw pullers. That's great, right? Good. Also, rickshaw pullers can choose to sell water, fruit, whenever they sell all this, that revenue is split into two between Saman and the people. In that case, they come to a central rickshaw yard in the morning. So like a train comes, all people will come to one place. They will pack up their own biscuit, juice, everything. They will go and they will get the profit. And what happens, that will be splitted into two, and they will get the money. And whatever the fare they get, look, at the end of the day, the profit from their sales is split between them and Saman. The money that rickshaw pullers earn by transporting the passengers is solely theirs. This is a noted point. Means, when they get money by transporting the passengers, that's for themselves. So they will get that profit. Understand? And the revenue of our rickshaw pullers have increased 30 to 40%. That's not a normal increase. Really great. There are several other benefits on which we cannot put a monetary value. Look, when we become a family, when we become a company, there will be different kind of benefits which we get from different people. We cannot give a monetary value for everyone. Here, what was that? See. Rickshaw pullers now have a sense of belonging and empowerment. So what is the first step of empowering any society? Give them a mentality that they are free and they can be empowered and they are independent. They want. Children of the operators and their spouses attend free or evening classes of Saman Gyan. That was another program with them. Saman Gyan, that was the name of a class. Saman has brought dignity and inclusion to those who were previously considered menial laborers. So these people were considered as very locals, but Saman could give them what? Prosperity, and made them empowered, made them standard and feel themselves motivated. Okay. In addition, I am very happy to say that Saman itself is a profitable. Last fiscal year, means last what we call like financial year, we made a net profit of 8 lakh rupees and a revenue of 50 lakh rupees. Total revenue was 50 lakh and our profit was 8 lakh. That's great. Okay, my mentors have always emphasizing the importance of sustainability. I also would like to tell you, sustainability means we should sustain and go on with our business. Don't fail very fast. So don't make over profit from a firm by a day or two. Make it one by one, then you can crack it very well. Okay. See, does Saman get directly involved in microfinancing? See, giving fund Microfinancing means with giving fund as a help. No, we do not directly do that. Microfinance the rickshaw pullers. We just enable the rickshaw pullers to get finance from banks. We will help the rickshaw pullers to get loan from bank. We will be guarantors for them, and we will promote them for that, to get finance from banks instead of paying rent for decades. Look at this. This point is clear. When they take loan from bank, what they get as a benefit, they were paying rent for years and lifelong. Instead of that, rickshaw pullers only pay the bank loan as installment and eventually becomes the owner of their rickshaws. That's a great point, and that's another point of empowerment. Or in cycle rickshaw, a dying breed. Dying breed means it's going to end. Means it's not something we can expect all time. That was a question, relevant one, right? So what was the answer? Rickshaw continue to be a popular mode of transportation in most parts of the country. In India, now we can see also in our native places also, even though we people have car and bike, everything else, rickshaws are still important, and especially in the nook and corner and the remote areas of our country, still we use rickshaws, right? Yeah. The number of rickshaws in New Delhi has actually increased, a 20% increase there in the last 2-3 years. It was then 2006 or 2010, this interview. Okay. The reason for this increase is that it has become the choicest form of transport. Means everyone can choose that transport mode to carry passengers to and from the metro station. Also, I personally think rickshaws are the vehicles of the future. They are environment friendly. We have an R&D wing. R&D wing means research and development wing, and they were also working on a solar powered fiberglass rickshaws. Solar powered fiberglass rickshaws, they were working on that. If they make that, that will make additional benefit. So Irfan Alam was answering that rickshaws are not a dying breed. In every part of country we use it, and actually in New Delhi it was increased by 20%. That's also a great point. So when you answer question, you must make clarity. What one would experience at the Presidential Entrepreneurship Summit at the United States? He just came after this summit, and he came to give interview. I met some truly great people. I was indeed honored to talk to the Nobel Prize laureate Muhammad Yunus. He invited me to Bangladesh to help him to set up a similar organization of rickshaw workers there, so he could meet this great person. You can search about him. He was a Nobel laureate, Muhammad Yunus from Bangladesh. This person invited Irfan Alam to Bangladesh to start the same thing. So whenever we get opportunity to participate in in some programs, some stages, utilize it always, because that will give you an exposure, no doubt. Okay. Another thing, look, what is your advice to students on entrepreneurship? So people like you, what is the advice of Irfan Alam? This is exclusively for you. An entrepreneur is one who identifies an opportunity and puts his conscious effort to make it an enterprise. So if there is an opportunity for the need of the people, understand it first. Work on it, your conscious effort, not a simple effort, conscious effort, and work on it, you will get. People generally discourage youth from treading this path. When people start, tread means they step into that. When they step into that path, people discourage. Why are you doing that? Why you do this? Why don't you start studying and doing that and all things they were talking. Okay. But in this time, it's time to start thinking about entrepreneurship as a career, as it can be an important tool to tackle unemployment in the country. It is important to dream, but it is equally important to take calculated risk to achieve it. You can dream, but you should calculate the risk which you have to face when you start a business, when you start something else. That is a point. First thing, you have to think about entrepreneurship. And the second thing, dream, act. And the third thing, don't discourage the people. And the basic thing, find an opportunity and a space to start a business. Okay, that's a point. Thank you very much for sparing the time to talk to us. We wish you the very... So this is also as a formality of an interview. Like, when we start, we have to start congratulating them and giving them to a space to introduce themselves. And the second thing, when you end, you have to thank because they spend their time with us. Thank you very much for sparing the time to talk to us. We wish you a very best for a unique journey. Thanks. It's a blessing for me to and for my mentors to well wishers and carry on my journey forward. That's a great. So look, interview given to Sujata Ramprasad for India Currents in May 2010 after participating in the Entrepreneurship Summit, Washington. That was it. So this is an interview by Irfan Alam. He made this interview for Ram Prasad for India Current, and you got the idea about entrepreneurship, how to start it, and Saman Foundation, and go through the works and the activities of the textbook, and you should do that. Okay, and never forget to go through the notes of the textbook. We are going to finish this chapter. Okay, before that, just understand some words. Fiscal means connected with public money. Fiscal year, okay, we got that. Like financial year, R&D, research and development, equity, basic rules and norms, socially, which is socially accepted. Menial means very local, unimportant, low skilled. I hope this is very clear and the chapter is very clear. This was interesting one, nothing complicated to understand. Anyway, when you are asked to, so never forget to prepare interviews with people and study how to ask questions for interview, how to answer for interview. All the best for your future, and come up with a great startup and initiative and on an enterprise. All the best again. Thank you so much.